I literally just woke up.
Oh, good morning.
Hey!
Yeah.
None of us,
bro.
none of us even slept.
Actually, I did, but do you want to know for how long? 4 hours.
Hey, that's 4 more hours than I got.
Hey, you shouldn't have stayed awake listening to music.
Shut up.
Don't you mean musics?
Anyway.
Musics.
So,
It's a shame I can't change the portrait of the bots, or else I would change it. I would change Momo to like Arizona or something like that.
There is like a command that you can tell her to change her icon.
Good to know.
No, I think that would change to everybody in every server, so no.
Let's see. Commands. I know I saw it like when I was looking through her command list. Change avatar. Change the bot's avatar to the attached image.
Oh, well, I'll have to look into that.
Yeah.
Maybe you can
change
find
it to my dog. Change it to my dog. He's cute.
This is apparently the command.
Momo the dog.
That makes
Momo the
sense.
dog. I mean, there is Momo the lemur from Avatar.
I assume attachment. I actually put the file.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right, on then.
Time to get into story time.
Oh right, I need dice.
Snack time.
Dice would be
Story
great.
time.
Because who knows what roles we needed to be made this session.
I mean,
All right. Well, let's go ahead and get this show on the road, shall we?
Well, if I
No.
need, literally, because
Please
we're on the
no.
road.
There we go. Okay.
We're off to see the wizard.
The wonderful,
The wonderful Wizard of Oz. Or the wonderful Wizard of Rain.
All right.
So I will. Actually, hold on. I might not have to embarrass myself publicly.
Embarrass yourself publicly.
Hold on.
Own up to your shame.
Snow may have inadvertently saved my dignity.
Dang it, Snow.
What dignity?
Nope. Snow did not save my dignity.
Shots fired.
All right. Well, so I will go ahead. Well, first off, I'll go ahead and start off by welcoming everybody. Welcome out. It's been a little while. It's been what, like 3-4 weeks since we last
Vesper, are we
played.
recording? Are we live? Are we live? I need confirmation via chat.
Probably been live for a few
Been
minutes.
a long
All
time.
right.
Any
This just
case-
in, we are in fact live, coming to you live from
Any
Live
case-
Action News on Live TV.
So
Channel Live.
to be completely honest, I have actually forgotten the exact name of the location you're going to. I think it's called the Three Winters Valley, but that doesn't sound right.
No, that does sound right.
We're
actually.
going to Schlitterbahn.
I mean, it's like, in essence, it's correct. I don't think that's the actual technical name. I just kind of forgot. So if there's some inconsistency with the name of the valley, particularly when you guys actually get there and like between this session and next session, that's because I quite frankly forgot. And all my notes that I've had up to this point are sitting on a corrupted drive where I cannot extract them.
So
Rest
just
in
in general,
peace.
blame OC for everything.
I mean, in your defense, I am kind of the author. So
He writes the story. He can just be like, let me just take this eraser, change it up. All right, that's the name of it.
I mean, I could, but the problem is we've been recording these sessions, so
Just do what every good in quotations comic book writer does. Retcon it.
No. You know what's gonna happen is that he's gonna ask Vesper to go back into the old what's it called, streams, and when the name of the valley comes up, he's gonna be like, "You're going to the insert name here valley."
that would be at that point I'd probably have to pay him for his services. That would be extremely tedious. Oh, I like how I think I mentioned before, but I like how with Hoshin Hunters, you actually started it off with a disclaimer. Like I could tell that was added post.
Oh yeah.
It was added post.
So like I sat there, I just like listened to it. Well, That's perfectly fair. You gave a perfectly fair warning, so anything after this is fair game.
Yeah.
So,
Luckily, no one has come to me and say, you ruined my life with your swear words.
That's because I haven't had a chance yet. But now that
Well,
we're
Strider,
out
you ruined my
here,
life, so.
I ruined everybody's life.
Let's
all
ruin
things-
everyone.
I mean,
And on that note, our
you're
heroes
the reason
depart.
3,000
wherever they need to go.
messages are in the backlog. But yes, we should get on topic.
I honestly, I just sit back here and I watch Cactus's self-destruction with a cup of coffee.
I don't know if I would call it that, but let's go ahead and get on topic, shall we?
That was my crazy laugh, by the way.
Yeah, I see. Very
On
good.
that note, let's get into the thick of it.
All right, so let's go ahead and do a small recap of the events thus far, shall we?
No, let's straight up go into it.
Last time on Dragon Ball Z.
There was
time
lots of
on
screaming.
Dragon Ball P.
So our brave heroes have successfully liberated a valley that was besieged by a group of bandits.
No,
They have
we died.
Well, maybe in spirit. Okay, you almost died, but
Hey, I saved him. I saved him like a good cleric.
it's
Once.
true.
Once.
That's it. So our heroes in the previously, after defeating the big boss of the bandits, discovered that he'd been contracting out to a P. Gray Sky. And they discovered connections to that name in relation to the Three Winters Valley, in which they discovered that there is known as such for three houses, or three manors, or three whatever you want to call them, that reside there. Two of the names, House Grey Dawn and the Permafrost Family Estate, were previously revealed. The third one is still an unknown factor. That said, after a good week, 2 weeks, I forget how long exactly, because I'm a great DM and I pay attention to these things like I should.
Yeah.
There was much celebration with a bit of sadness because there was a funeral or two or three. And the group Dilnaz mentioned that he was actually heading north to the capital of Rain. And since the group's destination was about halfway to Rain, he basically offered to give them a ride if they so desired. The group more or less accepted. And we will go ahead and pick up roughly, we'll say, a day or two into the journey. We'll say that most of the first day or two has been involved with, getting things underway, making sure things are undergoing. Hold on, I can find the right words for this. Essentially, a lot of formalities, pleasantries. After about a day or two, the journey has sort of begun to settle in. And as a quick note, for this session, as mentioned before, this is going to be a slightly shorter session. I swear, I'm taking voice diction.
Say that times five times fast.
Rain in Spain falls mainly in the plain.
She sells seashells down by the seashore.
Black
Cow.
bugs.
Now.
Black
Brown
bugs.
cow.
Blood.
Moses supposes his toes are roses.
Smell like roses.
Yeah, smell like
Whatever.
But Moses supposes erroneously.
Exactly. Now get on with it.
Yes.
Get on with it.
Get on with it!
Yes, get on with it.
So this
Everybody
session-
now, get on with it.
So this session is going to be
On with it.
slightly different format in that I don't actually necessarily have any specific events planned for this session. The purpose of this session, as basically Zero pointed out, there was very little opportunity for you guys for your characters to interact and really build rapport with each other. It was pretty much event to event to event to event. So this session is designed more about giving you guys opportunities to RP with each other. That said, it's not a completely unplanned session. I do have a few things here and there, but for the most part, the main focus of the session will basically you guys RPing as your characters and interacting one with another. So there's no real rush, there's no pressure. The journey you guys are going to undertake will take about 3 weeks to get to your destination. Normally it'd probably take you about like a month and a half on hoof, but you know, you guys are traveling basically in style. Of which I should mention slightly how you guys are traveling. So the caravan of Dilnaz is unsurprisingly fairly expansive for a caravan. There's probably equivalent of 13 or 14 wagons being pulled. Much of those wagons are just general goods. The other wagons, about 3 to 4 of them, are for living quarters and other such things. For example, one wagon, Dilnaz spends his time making plans. He'll sit there with his navigators, there we go, planning courses and all that good jazz. So it's kind of like a traveling office, as it were. You guys have a wagon to yourself, which is, for a wagon, fairly spacious. There's enough room for all of you to sleep relatively comfortably. And during the day, or at least the past couple of days, the company's been fairly lively. Most of the company is in fairly high spirits. They've been trapped. Well, they say trapped, but they've basically been in Bacanor for a couple of months, and most have been really itching to get moving to other locations. And for the most part, Dilnaz himself travels somewhere around towards the center of the caravan, unsurprisingly well guarded. But he's not exactly
impenetrable.
A damsel in distress?
Well, it's more like he's not like he's afraid to step out and just enjoy the weather at the time. You know, he doesn't sit there and hide it. He doesn't sit there and shut himself up inside of a safe shell. He steps out from time to time to get to know the people of the caravan, and you guys quickly get the sense that most of the ungulates he has hired for his caravan, he knows at least on some level. He seems to be on a first name basis with most of them. Very few treat him as though it's like some sort of formal business arrangement. And if there's any real formality to be found, it seems to be mostly with the guards. And you can tell pretty much which guards have been recently hired and which ones have been on his staff for a long time. That said, we'll go ahead and set the stage. We'll say it's about day 2, towards the evening. The camp has finally stopped. The camp has stopped for the day and has formed a nice, well, almost a small town off to the side of the road. There's a couple of roaring bonfires that have been erected, and you guys have been invited to join Dilnaz at around one of them, if you so desire. You guys can also erect your own little bonfire if you wish. So this
Question.
Yes.
Are we still in desert territory?
Do you guys?
Or are we in like more like plain kind of terrain?
You are nearing the edge of the desert. So it's still a little sandy. It's still a little sandy, but you'll be out of the desert probably by the end of tomorrow.
All right.
Fair enough.
Sandy.
All of the sand reminds us of Sandy, and we cry.
I go over to Eo goes over to Benson, puts a hoof on his shoulder, and just kind of lightly pats him. So, don't worry, Benson. That'll be all right.
Okay. I'll try not to think about it.
All right. How about this? You want to go join Dilnaz around the fire? Could take your mind off of things.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's go. So I put my hoof over his shoulder and slightly push him a little bit, and we go over to the fires.
Marvelous. And what are the rest of you doing?
Zhanghua has joined up with the group with Dilnaz.
Yep, same here. I'm gonna join up with all of them.
And
I guess I'll join up too.
Marvelous. As you arrive, the nice large roaring bonfire, and Dilnaz is sitting there smoking a hookah, as all traveling merchants do.
Excuse me? Excuse me. Excuse me? You want to run that by me again, son?
Did I stutter?
No.
Hookah boys?
You get by this time, OC.
Colorado, you can't. You're too young.
Well, I didn't say I was on the hook, now did I?
I'm watching you, OC.
Don't worry. It's okay. Hookah's just water vapor unless you add nicotine.
I like it. He seems relatively content, and nearby are a few of his more trusted advisors and financiers and so on and so forth. And they all seem to be busy chatting amongst themselves, whereas Dilnaz himself is simply staring into the large fire, his eyes lost in thought. As you guys approach, he sort of regards you warmly with a smile, and then his gaze reverts back to the fire.
Hey, Dilnaz.
He nods.
And take a seat. So, you look like you have something on your mind. Care to share?
Oh, Dilnaz was simply thinking about the events that recently passed. It is sad. Sandy always treated Dilnaz so nicely. Dilnaz needed a guard or two. Sandy was always willing to offer them, and Sandy was always so very kind and allowed Dilnaz to set up shop and with minimal trouble and fuss. He chuckles slightly. Of course, Dilnaz always made sure to not cause trouble for Sandy. You see, Dilnaz learned long time ago that if you make life easy for those in charge, particularly the guards like you better. Sandy was different. She was... There was no question that Bacanor was Sandy's home. You could feel it. And she looked at everyone who went through there and passed through there as... No, Dilnaz would not say children. Dilnaz would say...
Friends?
Yes.
She sounded like a good ungulate.
She was. Even if we knew her for just a short time.
Yeah.
Hopefully with taking care of the bandit, she can rest in peace.
Yes, but there's still the issue of those odd.
Alright, hold up one second.
Whoa, what's up?
I can go get something real quick. I won't be more than a minute.
Okay.
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 Sorry, you were saying so?
There's still the issue of those odd shadowy creatures that we saw in that cabin. Those might be troublesome. I have a bad feeling about them.
Same. I don't like how they look.
Well, we can't necessarily do anything about him unless we see him again.
Dilnaz cocks his head a little. Did you say shadowy creatures?
Yes.
John nods.
I'm still technically holding on to the dead shadow scorpion, so I'm gonna bring it out and present it to him.
You still have that thing?
I thought it would be in the interest of...
Alright, I'm back.
Hello. It would be wise to keep this, show it to others.
Yeah! He starts attacking someone.
He starts. Alright, roll initiative for boss time against Dilnaz.
Sorry.
So, jog my memory. You said this is a piece of the shadow scorpion you harvested?
Yeah, back when we fought the giant scorpion amalgamation,
And then it blew up.
yeah, it blew up. I basically kept one of those dead scorpions to show to Sandy. So, in essence, I'm still holding on to it.
Ah, okay, gotcha. Very good. Because if I remember, like, wait, how did you harvest a piece of a thing that was made up of thousands of tiny smaller things? Oh, that's how you did it. Okay.
I took one of the smaller things.
Fair point. Right on then. Moving on. Dilnaz looks down at it with a curious glance. Did you perhaps show it to Masha?
Did I? I can't remember.
Jeez, guys, it's like you don't watch the streams. Only at youtube.com/them tabletop herds.
Wow.
Like, follow, and
But
subscribe.
I watched it like
Comment,
4 weeks ago.
like, subscribe, essentially.
Give us money on Patreon.
Please.
Now with our Patreon.
$1,000
Give me money. Just me. Give me money.
We'd like to take a moment to thank our patrons on Patreon for making this show possible and keeping us afloat.
Give me money on PayPal.
You mean
Give me
all
money
zero
on
of them?
Patreon.
We eventually get
Give
enough
me
we'll
money
bring back
on
Sam.
iTunes. Send me Bitcoin.
Make sure to subscribe to our Twitch, our
Send us
Twitter,
Bitcoin.
Like and
Amazon
share
gift
on
cards.
Hitbox. Don't forget to follow us on our upcoming stream channel on Justin TV.
Also, please download our game.
This show is also sponsored by Triangle Space, the perfect
my
site for building your website and web domains. Also by
sponsored by Blue
Starboard,
Apron.
the perfect place to
you'll
catch
love
a cat.
the way
A
it
nice
feels.
afternoon.
These
Right.
sessions coming soon to Xbox Live Arcade.
Oh my god.
Coming to a theater near
So,
you.
to answer your
Damn
question,
tabletop.
no, I do not believe you showed the scorpion to Masha.
Okay. No. I didn't even think of it.
Dylan just glances over at Benson. What do you think of this?
You mean this creepy, crawly, bad sense scorpion? It just has
Oh,
this
no,
weird.
that brings back a pretty bad memory.
It was scary when it was huge, and it's still creepy when it's small. I don't like it.
Dylan nods sagely at your descriptions.
I mean, I don't blame him for not liking it. I mean, that thing almost killed me.
I'm a unicorn, so anything of the dark doesn't sit well with me.
It nearly killed you.
Yeah, it was like giant.
Nearly killed me, too.
That one scorpion was actually a lot of others, like a lot.
It was hundreds upon hundreds of scorpions amalgamated into one.
Yeah, it
Nice.
was like, when it was all together, it was like bigger than you doing that.
Did she nod? Yeah, a lot.
I just said it for sure.
Dylan puts one of his legs to his mouth thoughtfully. Most curious. Dylan has heard disturbing rumors as of late. He gets kind of quiet and looks sort of left and right. Dylan has heard rumors. Supposedly, Dylan wonders, do you know the story of the prophet and the great banishment?
You mean about she John Hill cocks her head? You mean, are you talking about she whispers the predators?
I have heard stories before about the mountain maid.
I mean, stories about the predators? I mean, that's kind of like where I'm from. That kind of just kind of went down into like children's tales and legends.
Hey, OC, can I actually make like a knowledge roll just for the heck of it to see if I can remember?
Go right ahead. Give me... Actually, give me a 1 hot second. Okay.
1.
Done.
I like to have a character sheet in front of me so I can see all the skills.
This is the wrong character sheet for Johnny.
Give me a... give me religion, nature, or history.
I mean,
I have
insight-
0 for all of them.
Well then, although decide which skill you roll because that will modify what type of information I give you.
History.
Okay.
Wow, I really do not know my history.
Could I roll an insight?
Can I do history too?
Benson, sure. Zhanghua, insight for what?
Whatever. I don't know, because I mean, I already said that, like the whole predator thing. So I don't know if you need me to make a roll.
Probably not.
I don't see insight applying, but like I said, I could see religion, nature, or history if you want to make one of those.
I'll roll.
Colorado, you sound really far away from your mic, at least to me.
Nope, nothing.
I technically got the higher roll.
You know, it's fine. I'll do it too, just
He
so
has-
that we can hit all of our bases.
Dice bot starting off.
All right.
Hey,
Imagine
man,
if these
I
were
did
initiative.
early on.
So, not gonna lie, Dicebot is,
score's not that high to begin with.
to be fair, Dicebot's kind of channeling my desire. Like, I was kind of hoping none of
Yeah.
so,
It's because we kept the diss and dice
Well, I
bot while
mean-
we were messing with the other bot last night, huh?
So anyways,
Well, I'm
to
really
retcon
didn't like the one night stand
what
we
I
had
was
with
saying,
Momo.
from what Dilnaz asked us, Zhanghua just cocked his head and goes, Pop or Sifu used to tell me old stories when I was younger, but she shrugs. I don't remember any of them.
Dylan is not.
Well, I mean, I was the only one trying to make a roll, but then everybody jumped in because I was trying to be, the unique one, unique boy.
I don't think that was necessarily the point. The point is, however, Dilnaz leans back.
Oh yeah, dice bot's a jerk.
It pauses for a moment and takes a deep draw. And lets out some nice vapor from his
His smoking device.
trunk. Yes,
It's
that's
o-
the word for it.
It's okay to say who, goddammit.
No. He takes a long draw from his hookah and exhales through his trunk. That's what I was saying.
All right, I'll give you that one.
Can you make smoke rings?
How do you make double smoke rings? Yes, there you go. Because I was thinking, who knows? How does he?
He's all in my brain.
He makes Venn diagrams. He makes smoke Venn diagrams.
In a time long since forgotten, it's depending on who you talk to, the story changes. The nature of what happened and who it was, but Dilnaz will tell you what he knows. Long ago, the land of Foenum, as we know it, was not the place that we knew it to be.
I was about to say.
I,
Yeah.
the devourer, the shape-shifting master of darkness.
There roamed across the land terrible monsters. Creatures that would kill you and then eat you. These creatures were known as predators. We see them on a small scale. If you look at insects and bugs, you'll see some kill others and eat them. He looks over at Benson. I believe your own puppies have killed and eaten their own rats from time to time, no?
Yeah, that's what they usually eat.
But imagine, if you will, the puppies that are much more savage, feral, and larger than you. Creatures capable of killing you in one fell strike, lunging from the shadows and ripping your throat out. The world was
Stabbing you in the
filled.
face and injecting you full of poison.
Dilnaz chuckles. Precisely. There were these creatures everywhere. People, ungulates, all of us lived in terror. There was no hope, no civilization, only fear. However, legend tells of a great prophet who rose up, united the ungulates, and banished the terrible predators to a far realm. Other stories say that she slew them. Some stories say that she somehow removed their essence. Dilnaz is not so sure what to believe. However, rumors have had it that in the shadows and the dark corners of the world, monstrous creatures and apparitions have begun appearing. Creatures much like your puppies, but larger, with great fangs and glowing eyes. Not just that, other creatures, some larger than you, my bovine friend, with great big paws with claws in them. Other creatures more like you, my longmouth friend, sleek, fast, deadly, and silent. Rumor has it that shadows of these creatures have begun appearing.
When he pauses that sentence, she cocks and goes like, "What, snakes?"
He laughs slightly.
All you gotta do is boop the snoot and you win.
Yeah.
Snoot to snoot. I want a snake so bad. Anyways. But it depends on the rumors you believe. If you believe some would say dragons themselves have returned. But Dilnaz does not think that to be likely. However, Dilnaz has been hearing enough of these rumors. That Dilnaz thinks there's some truth to it. In fact, Dilnaz believes that the predators might start coming back. You see, Dilnaz believes in the story that long ago they were sealed away, destroyed. Dilnaz has traveled many lands and heard many stories from many ungulates. And the rumors of dark shadows and what they look like have been far too consistent. He shrugs. If they are appearing just like that, he gestures towards the little dead scorpion, then I think it's safe to say that this may be rumor. I cut off, didn't I?
Yep.
Thank it. It may be safe to say that this is rumor no longer.
Well, if they are in fact coming back, let's just hope that we're ready.
Or maybe she points to the scorpion. That guy just managed to stay hidden inside those ruins for so long.
Where did you find this thing?
In the mausoleum.
That's what he said.
Dilnaz gets a very troubled look on his face. What was the mausoleum like when you went in there?
Pretty messed up.
Empty.
Not just empty, ransacked.
Curious.
Probably the craziest thing was that there weren't even any bodies in there.
Yeah, that was really weird.
Looks like someone took the bodies.
And there was also a statue of like the founder of the place, but that broke.
Dark magic, Dilnaz suspects. Dark
Oh,
magic.
the statue was my fault.
He sort of glances like, oh. And it sort of gives you a slightly like disappointed look.
It was an accident.
To be fair, he was just eating something buttery, so he had butter hooves.
But everything else was like ransacked when we got there.
It's like Eo gives you a wink. He's like, he's got you.
Jeez, guys.
How curious. Was there any indication as to where the bodies went or why they were not there anymore?
Not at all.
Not really.
Zhanghua shakes her head. The only thing we found were notes that led us to taking out the bandits.
There was also that. Wait. Did we ever? Yeah, we knew about that note, right? When we found in that room where it was just like
with all the names on it.
Yeah, not that one. Like the one we found in one of the sarcophagus rooms was like with it was in that room with what's her face.
Oh, what was it? The first the
It
one
was like the one with
the
like
one
it's
that
like
was like she's gonna kill you or something like that, or some kind of curse or something
yeah, it
like
was
that or
like gifts in
whatever.
her.
Something like that. Something about her kids or something maybe. The
Yeah,
one where
it was
we
like-
found the first female that made the Stoughton family line. I mean,
Sequoia?
Sequoia,
yeah,
there we go. Her
that one.
notes is what Colorado was talking about. I don't remember what was on it, but I think it had something to do with curses or something.
Hmm.
So what were you trying to say about it, Colorado?
I was mentioning how we found that note too.
Ah,
A note from the past. Did you investigate it by chance?
We took a look at it, but when we tried to grab it, it kind of just fell to dust.
Hmm. Were there parts of the mausoleum you did not explore or touch?
We weren't able to explore much, considering that we were short
hurry
on
on the way
time.
out.
Most curious. You said that you found these shadowy creatures in the mausoleum.
Correct.
mm-hmm. A whole bunch of them.
Wolves and scorpions.
More wolves, and I think there was a bear.
This troubles Dilnaz greatly. Indeed, Dilnaz suspects that there is indeed no legend or rumor here, but hard fact.
Oh yeah, they were hard. They hit hard.
But hey, what doesn't kill us makes us stronger. And if they come back, well, we'll just beat them right back into whatever hole they came from.
Hey,
And that's your answer to everything.
Dilnaz has thought
It's
it
worked.
works.
Yeah, if it works, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Oh, he'll be doing all the breaking.
Exactly.
And nobody will be fixing them.
From the sounds of it, sounds like our bovine friend is quite good at breaking things.
I do a little flex. I don't mean to brag, but
Eo goes over and like puts up your other hook. He's like, no, brag.
Welcome to the gun show.
all right, fine. And I just flex both.
Woo! I'm getting the vapors.
Oh my god.
Dilnaz thinks he will send a message to a friend. Perhaps there's more information to be had about all this.
I could try sending another message to Papa.
Hey, Dylan, this might seem like an odd request, but do you happen to have a pot, like a thin rag or like some thin cloth and some corn kernels?
He cocks his head slightly. Do you need them for?
Getting a little peckish, and I was thinking of making a bit of food while we're talking over here.
Oh, Dilnaz can bring some food over.
Could you add kernels to that?
He looks at you curiously, but shrugs. As you wish. He
Thanks.
turns towards one of the nearby ungulates and mutters softly to go get some food with some kernels. And he looks up.
And a pot.
Does anybody else want something?
Perhaps
Small
like
loan of $1 million. Or I mean, $1 million gold.
Anyway, Jean-Hua looks at Dilnaz. I wouldn't mind some. She interrupts. She suddenly stops as she kind of just like doubles over in pain, covering her left eye.
oh,
Whoa.
Whoa.
I head over
What's
to
going on?
Shanghua. Like, what's happening?
I'm fine. My head just hurts. think I'm still feeling the effects of that last fight.
Well, just take it easy for now. Feel that hurt.
Would you like to rest in one of the shoot, I forgot the word for it.
Caravans? Bed?
I mean, caravan's the right word, but carriage? Is that what I said earlier? Well,
No,
there's
you said caravans.
Well,
I
it's a
think-
caravan of carriages.
Anyways, we'll use the word carriage. Would you like to rest in one of Dylan's carriages? You can arrange it to return into a sickbed if need be.
She nods. I'm not sick, but I think just resting my eyes for a few minutes may do me some good.
Nods. He turns towards a couple of other advisors and basically just make it so. They scamper off. It will be a few moments. And off in the distance, you can see, with relatively practiced efficiency, a group of them converge onto a nearby carriage, promptly empty it out, bring a few things in from a few other carriages. And a moment later, Zhang offers her a helping hoof to take her over there.
She takes it and allows herself to be escorted over.
All right. Then you were taken to the impromptu medical carriage, and we will get back to you in a moment.
I'm sending you a quick message.
Okay.
Oh no, Zhang was really the blue eyes white dragon.
Yes.
We must
The
collect
question-
5 pieces of Exodia, the forbidden one.
But the question is she going to get torn in half?
Oh no!
Oh no.
I still think it's the dumbest thing ever. It's like, oh, there's only 4 in the whole world. Every single Kaiba deck you buy has a blue eyes white dragon in it.
I know, right?
Anyways.
Anyway, Eo says, those freaking blue eyes white dragons. I mean, no, nothing.
As Zhanghua has walked off, he turns back towards the group. Is that normal?
Not the
No.
first time I've seen that happen.
No.
Whoa, Benson.
Benson, what is wrong with you?
Benson, say a few things.
Huh? Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Better, a lot better.
First, you were just like,
My mic was under my third chin. I'm sorry.
Okay. Hey, you sounded like you were using some woofer of some sort.
Yeah, weird, man.
Sorry.
I mean, if you have 3
Okay.
chins, sounds like somebody skipped chin day.
I'm working on it, guys. I promise.
Yeah, get that CrossFit. Use crosses on your neck.
I'm actually doing that. I'm actually
Oh
doing
my.
CrossFit.
I know you are.
It's fucking stupid.
I know, but what am I?
Just put your face on the treadmill.
All right.
That's how you burn calories, right?
I mean, death burns calories pretty quickly, so there's that. So, anyways. Illumina's looks down at the group. Or looks towards the group, I should say. Not down. Well, he is a pretty big guy, so there's that.
Looks down and at the group.
Yes. Illumina's wonders, what do you think of little Bacanor? It is a small place.
It's just a quaint town.
well, with all that rampant crime hopefully stopping for a while, it's pretty nice. Though, I am a bit tired of seeing sand.
Yeah, it's coarse and rough and gets everywhere.
The people there are quite a bit too excitable for my likes. Rubs my shoulder where it's sore from them carrying me around the party.
Dilnaz laughs at that. Dilnaz suspects you're not one for the raunchous parties, are you?
Not really.
Probably prefer a much more quiet place.
Yeah, some
Well,
peace and quiet would be nice.
She always did kind of keep to herself.
Well,
I mean, I'm all for it. It's just I didn't have a lot of time to spend with them. Because, the meadow's not exactly party central. So it was a nice change of pace for me, at least.
You come from the meadow, do you?
Yeah. Well,
how did you get all the way out here?
Oh, man, that's a long story.
Honestly,
You want me to tell it?
I think that's like a good question for all of us. How did we get here?
Yeah, so since I guess I'm the one that brought it up, guess I'll go first. So I'm a reporter for the Weekly Meadow newspaper back home, right? So my boss essentially hired me or gave me a job and told me to get pictures for the paper, all right? Well, we're not exactly technologically advanced in the meadow. I mean, I know Rain has some crazy stuff. I've heard rumors. But my boss essentially saw me on one of my lunch breaks just doodling around. I was sketching this really nice park I found. And he essentially just came up to me and was like, you paint for us or something like that. Can't quite remember right now, but he essentially gave me a specialized job. And so that's how I got my title of sketch journalist. So I basically did that. I sketched places he wanted me to go or certain things. He'd sent me out frequently. So I actually did a bunch of moving around, just not very far from the meadow. Until one day where he had this look in his eye. It was like not quite angry, but like a fierce look in his eye. Like he was determined or something. He was filled with determination. And so he brought me into his office one day and basically literally just shouted, I need sketches of unicorns. And I was like, all right. And he essentially told me I could just go anywhere as long as I got him some sketches. So that's what I did. I got out and I started looking around for unicorns.
Is that the reason why you asked draw me when we first met?
Yes, and I see now that was a bit of overstepping my boundaries, because back home no one really objects to no one really says no in the meadow. It's kind of like they're kind of timid, like a lot timid.
Sounds
so no one
like
really
the sheep.
outright says no.
Sounds like the sheep don't has nose.
Yeah, so I was looking around, traveling, and I took a bunch of sketches. I could show you guys later, but essentially I was on a journey just to find some unicorns. So I went to a few different towns, neighboring towns that I'd seen off in the distance whenever I looked up from a really high place in the meadows. And I went there, found none. I went further, still found none. Went even further, still found none. Until I just decided to go in any kind of random direction because I didn't exactly have a map. And I realize now that I probably should have asked for a map all that time ago.
You know, you won't be finding much unicorns in the desert. They're more in wood areas.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, he found 3.
Oddly enough.
Yeah, true. In any case, I didn't exactly head to the desert. I was in, or Eo kind of like swivels his head around, kind of like, yeah, should I say this or not? And so then he continues, I got a hold of some information about where the exact location of the woodlands was, and I essentially followed the lead. You know, just I looked around, and you know, I just kind of thought, well, might as well try it. And through some crazy shenanigans that are way too long to get into, I essentially met a unicorn. She tried to kill me. I basically beat her somehow. And I, for whatever reason, gained some magic from the power of the light, I think is what she said. Something like that. So it's very weird. But essentially, she was trying to kill me. I didn't let her. I got away somehow. And the reason why I have this particular sketchbook, he shows it. It's all laminated. It's got stickers, marker. Anyway, the reason I have this specific sketchbook, is because this is what I use to channel the light. And she was guarding this too. So after I beat her, I went and grabbed it, and for some really weird reason, I ended up in the desert. I was following this little weird ball. Like, it was like a ball of fire. I later learned it's called a wisp. I essentially told it, do you know how to know the way out? Because there was literally no other ungulates around. Then I just started following it. I ran and ran and ran, following it further and further into the woods until I tripped, and then pain. And then for some reason I landed in on the sand hill. Yeah.
Osi, can I make any rolls to see if I know any of this?
I mean, if you read my story, The Book of Eo, online, now on iTunes, read by Sir Francis Drake, you would know.
Yeah, but like, Ophelia doesn't know.
I'm just trying to make a joke. Whatever. Osi?
As far as like
very specific unicorn stuff that should be known by someone.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a. If it's unicorn specific, give me either a religion or history.
Religion or history?
Yes.
They're both +1. I'll do history.
Relatively average.
You know that, generally speaking, only unicorns serve light. Not too many ungulates outside of the order of the horn serve the light. But it's not completely unheard of. It's extremely rare, to put it mildly, and it's not something the order likes to openly talk about. Because, to be fair, they are slightly xenophobic.
Yep.
But you don't have to dig too hard to find the odd ungulate or two that has been blessed by the light, either as a servant or has been touched by it in some way, or whatever else have you.
We somehow found 2.
So, but beyond that, there's not a whole lot of other information that you would know.
Alright. No, it's just like, these are specific, like, he's specifically pointing out, like, stuff about, like, the things that unicorns might know about. That's why I wanted to ask.
Well, if you read my story, the book, whatever, you would know that she actually mentioned those words specifically, like the light about my book
Yeah,
and all that
but
stuff.
like Ophelia doesn't know.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying.
So to answer your question, I mean, it's plausible.
Hmm. All right.
And then I wandered the desert for a little bit, somehow survived, and then I just found all you guys. And then all this, and now you know how I got here.
Fascinating.
That is quite a tale.
Yeah, it really is.
And Jonas eyes your sketchbook, not in a suspicious way, just kind of like a that's kind of cool look.
Maybe also look at this sketchbook.
What, do you want to see if you sense some kind of magic on it?
Well, I won't be able to. But perhaps the sheep. Oh, the sheep! The sheep! Where's the sheep?
Oh no, Benson disappeared from existence. No!
His third chin ate him.
He is now just the chin.
See,
Here comes the
happens?
crimson chin.
that's what happens when you skip Chin Day, guys. Don't skip Chin Day.
No, but
Here lies Benson. He was killed by the chin.
the Crimson
The mega
Chin
chin.
from Timmy Turner. I mean, Fairly Odd Parents, not Timmy Turner. In any case, he was like, "Yeah, sure, go ahead," and he just kind of hooks it over.
Much obliged. And I guess I was gonna give it to Benson so that he could sense it, but I guess I'll do it.
Yeah, you make the magic checks.
You know what? Oh, right. Derp, I forgot. Yes, Benson just told me he had to step out for like 10 minutes. I completely forgot.
He had to battle his chin.
So
Now, how will we ever know about my
I
magic
don't know
sketchbook?
anything.
Right. Anyways, give me
Kinda.
actually
Not
give me a history of religion check in relation to this book you're holding.
I'll do a religion check this time. Not bad.
Wow, that spot's getting better.
All right. Upon examining the book, you can sense this is definitely probably something like not quite a relic, but definitely something unique. Now, it's not uncommon for what you know as spellcasters. It's not uncommon for them to have some sort of channel, something to focus their energy into and through. For example, you've known a few spellcasters who will use things like maybe a wand or a staff. Some may use a book, so on and so forth. So this sketchbook is similar to that, but you sense something different about it. Those items usually aren't magical unto themselves. They're just sort of built to be a conduit for magic. If one were to think of magic as electricity, essentially those things would be the equivalent of metal rods.
All right.
This thing, to continue with the analogy, is more like a generator.
Oh, I was gonna say lightning in a jar.
See, what you sense is the magic in it is very self-contained, and that, from what you can tell by the sketches and doodles, that's what unleashes the magic within the book. So the book is kind of a direct conduit of the light itself. So it's not so much Io himself that is necessarily
Magic.
Well, I'm trying to figure out if you would actually know that from that check. This book allows ungulates who have been chosen to use it to be able to use the magic of the light, regardless of their own magical ability or not. So in essence, if the light had chosen, say, you to be able to use this book, you could use this book to essentially cast spells, regardless of whether or not you yourself could cast magic. So the book itself, in a sense, functions somewhat independently of whoever is using it. That said, you can also tell that the book has been... You get the feeling that if you were to attempt to doodle in it, not much would happen. And you can get this because you sense the book, as you hold it, the book feels sort of distant to you. And you can feel almost a slight tug from it back towards EO. As if it kind of wants to, like, it's not like it's like, yo, take me back now, but kind of like, would you mind, please? That'd be nice.
Oh.
A very Canadian way of asking politely.
Would you mind giving me back E?
So that is the information you received from your check.
All right. It is drawn to you. Honestly, I'm quite jealous that you can use this. I hand it back to him.
Thanks. Well, who's next?